Black business card. That's at pulse 1 on a 15 watt UV laser. That's pulse 5 on a 15 watt laser, which is weaker. Exact same thing. Let me see where it is. Outline it. Preview. I'm cheap. Save material. And this is just raw aluminum. Again, same thing. Pulse 1 on a 15 and pulse 5 on a 15 watt laser. Kind of simulating what a 10 watt would do versus a 15 watt. So there's that on just raw aluminum. And if you wanted it black, you could put some Cerakote on it. Exact same settings. The only thing changed was the focus height of the head. This is with a Feeltek laser. What am I doing? Okay. Again, this is a 15 watt UV with cross hatch 0.04, frequency 60, pulse 1. And the other one is kind of simulating a 10 watt. I think a 10 watt may be a good guess. With Q pulse of 5. Again, this is a 15 watt laser, so this is kind of simulating what I think a 10 watt would do. The only difference in these two is the Q pulse. Let's see if there's any difference. Give it the wipe off. Get my glasses off so I can see. They both look good. That's when I messed up with the fiber laser. I cut all the way through. Oops. And that was me testing for parameters. There you go. That's the Hoatan UV laser on anodized aluminum, and what I do with it. And there is the just regular aluminum, non-anodized. You're not going to get much depth, if any, with the UV laser. Alright, this is the fiber laser, and it's 100 watt from Hoatan. It is a Feeltek laser, kind of irrelevant in this particular circumstances, but anyway, the exact same test, and I'll try to be fast. Alright, so the first one is like small depth. That's like at 50% power, just to put it in context. And then the other one's at 100% power, so there should be a marked difference between the two. Let's get it. That's 50% power, which is half of 100 watts. And this is on a, I don't know if it's anodized or painted business card, but yeah, get it on, Daddy. Yeah, that was a bit much. Alright, so there's that. And that one is, we'll lay it here. Since we did UV first, we'll put that on top. And then there's the fiber on the bottom. Compare the two on a business card. Obviously, that was way too much power. Alright, so now the exact same test. Preview. And mark. This is the setting I use for anodized aluminum usually. I think it is. Alright, so that one's got a little bit of depth, very little, and that one's got tremendous, well, I say tremendous, it's got substantial depth. Didn't ask for it, but I'm going to do it again. Preview. I'm going to run both of them 2 times. And here we go. Way too much. Way too much, obviously. If I can get some light, that's better. Let's try more light, see if that'll help. Did that help or hurt? There's a side-by-side comparison. It's just too much light. That's 2 passes. Well, actually 4 because I did a crosshatch. That's 2. Could use a little bit more power on this one and it would have been perfect, I think. And of course that's UV, which is really nice. Alright, same test. And the point is sometimes you can get too much power. I ate all the way through that. So now we've got another one here. I'm going to try to combine this into one. Preview real geometry, preview. That ain't what I want. I don't want real geometry. I want just to preview the square. Alright. Turn the preview off. Change my number of times down to just 1. Click off. Don't need that. Get out there. I do need to adjust my focus height, so hang on a second. I did have to move my piece, so let me realign that. that preview. Alright, so now this is anodized aluminum. The first one should be what I think I recommend, and then max power, because I get out the purpose of this demonstration. But anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. And this is 3,000 speed, 50% power. And obviously that's way too much. Of course, there's the settings. That's the settings for the correct settings for doing anodized aluminum to look good and not necessarily have too much depth. I don't see no reason in doing anything different. So here's where we ended up. UV on business card, strongest mark, a weaker mark, simulating maybe a 10 watt laser, and 10 watts adequate. This is the fiber laser. They're backwards, of course. This is half power, 50 actual watts, and this one's actually 100 watts. Same thing here. This is the UV stronger mark, UV weaker mark. This is the fiber with those same settings. And then of course these has got some depth to it, and that's 100% power. And to the anodized aluminum wallets, this is pulse 1 on a 15 watt. This is simulating what I think a 10 watt UV laser would look like. And of course this is the, where's that? This is the fiber laser at 50%, which is 50 actual watts, and that's 100 watts, which I knew was too much, but I don't know what you were actually looking for as far as the test. Again, this has real good texture, and this has, just can't tell it's there on the feel. And obviously you can go anywhere in between. And this one has minimal texture, and I can't say I feel that one, but it'll last. But this right here is good. Or you could have just decreased your line interval and it got a little more depth and slowed down. So there's my test comparing a 15 watt UV laser to a 100 watt MOPA fiber laser from Pascal.